So everybody, I want you all to take a look inside yourself. Just for a second. Nothing more, nothing less. Just take a look inside yourself. Realize that you're not the most important thing in the world. To some people, yes, you are. To others, you are just a regular person passing them on the street. And unless you make yourself known to them, or make people see you for more than just a random person, that's all you're gonna be. So, take a moment. Look inside yourself, tell yourself that you are more than just a random person. Then think about what makes you special. And if it's something internal that you want to make external, make it external. And if it's something external that you think is special, then keep doing it. But if you are continuously getting told that you should stop doing something because people don't like it, maybe you're doing something wrong, or maybe you're just too advanced for them. Maybe they just haven't realized how special you are. And then stop doing it for a bit. See if anybody notices. If nobody notices you're doing something different, as in you're not doing something, maybe you need to continue doing that. Because then you can be like, hey, I stopped doing it. Nobody said anything. Nobody said, hey, thank you for stopping doing whatever it was that was irritating everybody. And if it's only irritating a certain portion of people that you talk to on a daily basis, maybe it's just the people at work. Or maybe it's just your family. Then stop doing it around them. I'm not saying you have to please everybody. But if some people think it's the coolest thing in the world that you do whatever it is that you're doing, then just stop doing it around those people. Like, if you're pissing somebody off because you like to make jokes about something that may be a little risque to some people, if that's what you're doing and people don't like it, just don't do it around them. If other people like it, then keep doing it. Just keep that in mind for future reference. If you're doing something that people don't like, stop doing it. If you're doing something that people do like, do it more often. If you're doing something that people are like, holy crap, this person is fantastic, and I want to keep them around, then continue doing that. Do it forever. I don't care how long you do it for. Just keep that in mind for those of you who are taking a moment to realize that, man, maybe I'm not special. But you probably are special and you just don't realize what makes you special. So if you're wondering what makes you special, go up to a friend that you've had for years. And I'm not talking about, like, maybe since kindergarten. Because some people may not have had a friend since kindergarten. I sure haven't. I've gone through a lot of different friends. I've also gone through a lot of moving where I didn't get a chance to make friends. Because of many reasons. But that didn't stop me from making lifelong friends. I've had a friend, and I have a few of those friends, that I've known since 6th grade. I am 22 years old. That is a long time to have friends. These are friends that, like, I can go up to them, say the most random thing that pops into my head, and the very first thing they're going to do is probably laugh. Or if it's something that is not intended to be laughed at, they're probably going to giggle a little because it came out of my head. And then they're probably going to respond with something I would expect them to respond with. Because sometimes I ask a question that may seem obvious to other people, but I ask it anyways. Because it's not obvious to me. Because I do not pick up on social cues. Like some people, they may seem sad. They may seem extremely upset. But to me, they just look quiet. Cool. You get to be quiet. That's what you want to do? You do that. But keep in mind, the quieter you are, the less friends you'll make. Because you're going to have a bunch of friends that are really outgoing, and you be the only one in that group that is not outgoing. If you're only outgoing in social settings, fine. But if you're a quiet person, I mean quiet, like you don't say anything to anyone unless you're ordering food, or buying something at a store and you have to talk to the person, that's not my problem. That's yours. And I don't want to go so far as to say it's a problem, but it's not always the best way to get things accomplished. Yes, by shutting up, you hear a lot of things. You get knowledge because you shut up. But if you shut up all the time and you have awesome opinions, but nobody ever hears them, that just makes them thoughts inside your head. And nobody is a mind reader. And if you meet somebody who's a mind reader and you're a quiet person, stay quiet. Because that person will be your talking person. They will be doing all of the talking for you. They will respond to every question inside your head because they will already know it. Because that person, they have a mind and they use it to read yours. The rest of the general population, not a mind reader. So talk to people. Use your words. And if you don't know how to use your words to not upset anybody, then at that moment, shut up. Because otherwise, you're not going to get anything good out of that situation. You're going to get a bunch of screaming and hollering. Because that's all they're going to respond with. If you talk to people in whatever fashion you talk to them in, that makes them react with that. And if you had that situation multiple times in your life, you can figure out if somebody's going to respond with anger first, and then understanding. You want someone to understand with understanding, then anger. Now, I have not figured out this combination yet, and I'm 22. But I've got a long life ahead of me to figure that out. So figure out what settings you're best in. Figure it out. And then once you get to that point, do it. I guess all I'm trying to say is be you to an extent. Because I guess that's all we can really be, is just be ourselves. And if you haven't figured out who you are yet, you got enough time to figure it out. And if your parents are telling you you're doing something wrong, truly figure out if you're actually doing something wrong, or they just don't like what you're doing. And if they just don't like what you're doing, then maybe they're doing something wrong. I don't know. But who am I to tell you what you're doing wrong? Because I don't even know you. But if you want to get to know me, I'm sure you'll be able to find me somehow. It's not very difficult. You see my face right now. And if my face looks like someone else's face, then look at it. And if it is me, by the way, my name on Facebook is not my name on here, but you can figure out with your little brains that my thing on Facebook, my little profile, is a variation of the name I'm using. So figure that out. And in other videos, I mention where I'm from. I mention my name. I don't mention the whole part of my name, but I also mention where I currently live. So using those 3 possibilities, you can probably figure out who I am. And if you message somebody on Facebook, make sure to reference where you found their name and how you figured out who they are. Because and I might just make a profile page just for those of you here on YouTube, so you can talk to me that way. So yeah, have fun. And go enjoy your lives. Not that I'm actually doing that at this current moment. I've had a long week and all I want to do is sit on my butt and make a YouTube video. And I'm sorry this is a long video. And I don't feel like editing, so it's just going up as is.